Alrighty, what's up, y'all? Let's just cut to the quick and get to it. Let's talk about some introvert stuff because that's what I'm on today. And yeah, so I'm an introvert. If you didn't know that, and I don't like stuff, and I like to describe why I don't like stuff to people because I need stuff to talk about on the internet, and that's why I'm making this video. So let's get right to it. I'm gonna say that being alone, does not equate to lonely for me. I can't speak for all introverts, close the face hole, because we are on a spectrum just like every other human being on the planet. We got a little bit of everything, but for the most part, that's what I feel, right? I can be lonely in a room full of people. You shy, you in the corner, I'm not shy, I'm disinterested. You're not talking about stuff I want to talk about. I'm not hearing things I want to hear. I may be somewhere at an event trying to support family or friends or whatever, but I'm lonely, and I'm surrounded by people. I would much rather be at home alone, because that's how I recharge. That's how I restore my social battery, if you will. That's how I get my endorphins fulfilled, because I get to be home, get to be myself, I get to relax. Home is my shell. I'm not so far on the spectrum of being a hermit, but I'm pretty damn close, because sometimes, people just suck, and I just rather be alone. Now, of course, significant others, my child, always inside my bubble, and I have a very different relationship with them because my guard's down. I don't have those same sensations. Like, I'm kind of like a house cat, right? Like, it's a weird ass analogy, but you put out a house cat's food, they be in the house, just put it out, I get it, just put the affection out there. I get it. And that's detrimental sometimes, because not everybody reacts or feels that way, and they can't understand it, especially when somebody like me, let's do some emotional intelligence here. One of my love languages is physical touch. How the hell could you be an introvert, don't want to be around people, yet your love language is physical touch? I don't fucking know. I didn't make me this way. I just am. I like just be around. That's why I said I'm kind of like a house cat. Just be around. And it may seem very selfish, and it can be, but extroverts can be selfish too. Hey, I want you to do this. You should go out more. Well, I want you to stay home. You should stay in more. But I can tell you right now, I will never force my beliefs or my internal struggles with being an extrovert or introvert on someone else. And I would hope and pray that extroverted people don't force or try to force their ways on me, because I can't respect somebody like that. Like, let me be me. I'll let you be you. We'll meet in the middle, find some kind of impasse, find some type of balance, negotiate a situation, and we'll be okay. But that's just for, normies, right? For my kid, my significant other, I do try not to be me sometimes, because I can just be too introverted, and I need to be more outgoing for my child and do things. And you go out to dinner, which is different. That's not an introvert thing. People suck. I don't like being around people. I could go out to an empty restaurant or a restaurant with few patrons. That's cool. I can deal with that, because just being around a lot of people causes me distress. And I can sit at home by myself and feel perfectly fine. Like, yes, I occasionally get lonely. Sometimes those two things cross paths, but they're not synonymous. They're not mutually exclusive, right? I am 41, spent 41 years on this planet. That's 359,000 something hours. I've spent tens of thousands of hours sitting by my damn self alone with me. I'm good. Like, I could survive kind of like isolation, not solitary confinement, nothing without stimulus. Like, I have my video games, I got my motorcycle, I got my TV. I can sit for hours without speaking, got my pets, right? I don't need human interaction in that way. Again, physical touch. Would hope to have my partner around me. And yes, I'm not going to shoot down conversation. It's just hard for me to have conversation with things I'm disinterested in. But I also realize there's give and take, and you got to do that kind of stuff. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about just the sensation of just, I'm sad, I'm lonely. No, Sirski, not this guy. Like, I can't wait to go home and be alone sometimes. Just, I just don't want to be around people. They're loud. They're obnoxious. And this is just crowds. I'm not talking about my people that I hang around, but sometimes they hang around other people, and I don't want to be around those people. And I can be not alone. I can be lonely in that situation. I can be surrounded by 65 people and feel lonely because I got nobody I can relate to, unless I find somebody else that's chilling in the corner. I don't drink, I don't do this, I don't do that. So I'm kind of like, I'm just fucking here, and I don't. This is stressful. This is not you stress. This is not good stress. This ain't pressure where I can perform better. This is pissing me off, and I want to go, and I want to be by myself or alone, so I can recharge for the next time, so I can go get pissed at that event. But anyway, try to make this video pretty short. It's just, for those of you that don't understand, it's a very weird thing to try to explain because it's hard to explain a sensation that you don't feel. You know, it's like, you know, I'm not comparing it, but I'm just saying it's like women trying to explain childbirth. You a dude, you don't feel that. You're like, oh, it don't hurt that bad. Man, I don't want that little testing machine. I don't want you to hook that up to me. I wish I could transfer my feelings into somebody so they can just be like, oh, I understand. But that's not how the world works. I can explain and explain and explain and try to come up with different analogies, definitions, scenarios. And sometimes people just, well, I don't get it. Well, you don't have to fucking get it. I get it. I'm me. Let me be me. Let me have my flaws. Let me enjoy my introvertism. I don't know if it's a word. Introvertism. Leave me alone. But that's for you outside normies. The people in my inner circle, I do try to work on that to give them a little bit more of me so they can experience, you know, me. Not like I'm super awesome, but you're not with somebody to not experience it. I mean, you have your child. I don't want to ignore my child, even though her big ass is grown. Oh, speaking of another thing, like being grown. Like, I know me. This is not forced upon me. I didn't experience something traumatic. Like, growing up, nothing happened to me where I'm just like, oh, I gotta be an introvert. I had blended family is the minimum. I had a smorgasbord. I had cousins and brothers and sisters. Like, my older brother and sister were in the house, and then they weren't. And then I eventually I was the youngest child, so I became the only child in the home because they had moved on or done stuff or moved out or got kicked out. I was young. I don't remember all that shit. But I got real comfortable with being by myself. I'm a nerd. I'm a comm guy, computer nerd. Right? I used to build computers, take them apart, take apart my freaking Power Wheel truck. My mama used to get pissed. We used to take it apart and put it back together. I wrote code for a little while on my Tandy Color 3 computer. You know, I had my action figures, my toys, and I would just, you know, I don't remember I have an imaginary friend, but, you know, I was comfortable being alone, and I grew into that, and I'm like, yo, this is where it's at. And then they could put me on the airplane by myself, send me down to Tennessee. I'd spend the summer with my grandma, come back, like, put me on the Greyhound, like, back before, you know, kids was getting snatched on that. Kids always be getting snatched, but nobody want me, so I was good. And eventually I grew a little older, and then I got more relatives added to my blended life. I had stepbrothers, you know, 3 younger stepbrothers. I was a teenager. They were preteens, you know. We didn't really have a lot in common. We played video games together, but other than that, I didn't want to be, you know, any teenager. You want to be around kids. You want to be around people in your peer group, your age group, people you got stuff in common with, right? And then just your brain's different. I got a teenage brain, and I'm just sitting there like, you know, I'm going to deal with this, but I'm going to deal with this over here. And I got used to being by myself, teenager, all teenagers, sit in your room with your door closed, talk on the phone with your girlfriend until you fall asleep, and my minute phone because I ran out of minutes, you know, stuff like that. So I was just like, okay, I'm good. And I got more and more comfortable, and it became like my safe space. I do step out for special people, special occasions, but for the most part, alone is good for me. And it's very hard for people to understand it, and unfortunately, I really wish I could get it across to people. Did my shit stop recording? I don't know. I'm probably just yapping. Anyway, I should probably end this video. But again, like I said, nothing happened to me. You know, I just wanted to be alone, and I grew into it, and I enjoy it, and it may be something that shaped my personality to where I am now. More things happened to me as an adult dealing with people than it did with kids, and it just kind of cemented me going, yep, I'm good on people. 1 or 2 people in the close friend group, 1 or 2 people in the, you know, this is my heart, I will die for you group, and then a couple stragglers that's kind of, I don't want to say waiting in line, but you know what I mean. I ain't trying to spread myself too thin in the affection department because it's a protection mechanism. I don't want to be hurt. But yes, I can absolutely sit alone and not talk for hours and hours and hours and hours. And I know it sounds weird in this situation because I've been yapping for about 20 damn minutes straight, but that's how it is. I had to explain myself on this video so I can make some YouTube content. Anyway, thanks for watching if you lasted this long. Hit the Instagram, buy the, you know, stuff I'm peddling, all that jazz. Since everybody's selling everything these days. Look, I've been begging for a long time. I'm not one of these new beggars. Okay, let's get that straight. I've been begging since 2017. Let's get that straight. Thanks for watching. I'm out.